That one. That one. There we go. How's it going, Orange? Not quite a fan of that name, not gonna lie. So, turns out trying to give away a shiny Gimmighoul easier and harder than you'd think. Put out the short before it. Someone was like, where's the comment? I was like, I scheduled that for today. So, I was like, well, it is just spamming in the background. I'll take Pam Friday over Pink Eye. Let's un momento and dip this down so don't forget like last time, and go over to this one. I do have another switch, I just realized. I mean, if you want it, trade codes on screen. What have you been up to? How's your day been? I guess let's dip the music back up because it's going to be on the screen because I kind of can't turn it off until someone takes it. What time is it in Austria? Wait, no, you're from the UK. How come you're in Austria at the minute? To Google Austria time. It is not too far off. It's only like an hour difference. Oh, I'd love to be in Austria right now. Go to Austria, go up the mountains, do a nice bit of like snowboarding. Oh, it sounds great. It's a break I'd need right now. You just over for like a holiday, or just like, I'd assume not a work trip, because that's a fancy work trip if it is. Which, I'd like that kind of job. Do I get my other switch? And just transfer a save. Hey, how's it going, Ray? Oh, nice. Fry up. The fry up. To be fair, I was thinking about it more and more. I was like, it's going to be something to do with, I was actually along the lines of like food. I was like, fry ups, or maybe I was like rainbows, but rainbows is a real like deeper cut to earlier streams, and also for a video that is now. I'm not too bad, bit more of a chill one today because I've not got a ton of energy. But like I was saying to Orange just then, I put the Gimmighoul short up and I was like, you know what, let's just go live for that. And I was expecting it to kind of be gone by now. Also, I realized how much of a shadow the mic's put on me. Yeah. I'm just the ally and I have a load of rainbows because apparently I have a bigger gay audience than I thought. Which seems to be a common theme in my life. Just a load of, if you go with the original definition, just a load of happy people. Which I'm not, I'm not against. That actually sounds kind of nice. I might actually shove it in the title. I've been doing some messing around off stream. Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's not the worst thing to have. I was messing around off stream with some chatbot stuff, which there's one that's just like, it came up from last stream. So if you do like exclamation hug, it does hug, and then there's a chance for it to, most of the time it'll be super effective. Sometimes it'll be not very effective, which I apparently just got. And sometimes it'll miss, because I just thought that would be funny. Just every now and again, it'll miss. And did I actually update the timings for that? And then there's also, I'm just going to check the dashboard, see if they're all working. The one that is rarely rare, custom commands. I'm mainly checking for delays before I do it. Yeah, there we go. You got the red, nothing happened. Okay, it's on like a 60-second cooldown. I didn't reject. Just nothing happened. I've also got a stupid one, which is if we do shiny, and then it's full 4096 odds. So very, very rarely if you do that, it's on a 60-second timer as well. I think mine isn't because I'm obviously the channel. But I just thought that was funny, and I was having a bit too much fun messing around with them. And then you just got like, what? That might be too soon. You might have to try in a second. I won't type it in. What was the other one? Yeah, global cooldown. Because to be fair, I don't have many. I might lower the cooldown. I just don't really want it to be a spammy thing. Let's lower it to like 30 seconds. That might be better. I think I've got it set to if you hit 4096, like you hit the full odds, it does it. Yeah, I've loaded like 30 seconds because it's not going to get spammed. And then I also put in, because people like doing it, so you don't need to do that. You just do lurk and unlurk. If I can actually spell right. Yeah, so there we go. I've got ideas, and then they may get bigger the longer it goes without getting set. I was tempted to do something similar, but like you're saying, like spamming a load of messages just to like test the on-stream chat thing, which I found a way to do. Yeah, I was just having fun last night while I was like, oh, people have wanted this stuff, and let's just try and make it work. And it's a little bit of coding, and I like doing a bit of JavaScript coding, whether it's just like chatbots or like I do a lot for like motion graphics stuff just to make templates. What was the other one I did? Just to catch us all up. Oh, this one was just for anyone who doesn't know, because obviously you need a good bit of like self-advertising. I can do this one. That's just an owner command. Yeah. Pretty much just doing other stuff in the background, trying to set it up. I'm finally finished my save for Pikachu. I just spammed through that while I was writing and trying to get stuff to work. So I've now got a shiny charm on that game, which has set me up for another idea that I had for videos. I'm going to change the title a second. Can I copy all of this title? Yeah, it wasn't too bad. It was... I'll be honest, the worst bit about it was trying to put in my mileage for work to claim back my petrol. Because I had to go through, and thank God, I've never said the phrase. I love the fact that Google collects all my data, because I was putting in addresses and just going from place to place, and then I went back through my Google Maps timeline trying to put it in. If you were stalking me on that day, it would have been good on you. But yeah, the fact that I could then go back through my timeline and see exactly where I'd been, it was a godsend. And I had to do that for like 2 days from like the week before that I never tracked either. But yeah, it's been nice. The weekend's been actually quite relaxed. I was meant to go out yesterday and just didn't. It was too much effort for my little brain. I'm just thinking, is there something I can do? Because I feel like it would just be, oh, mic's about to fall. Stay. Can I transfer a save? Because I need to do something. I can transfer my Let's Go Eevee save, I guess. Unless you just want to claim the shiny gimme goal, I guess. I can take it down temporarily. And I've had a productive day today. I've got the short that went out, and also the Mankey short for the Shiny Dex update going out. I think I set it to Wednesday. And I set it roughly about the same time as like the stream bots go live. But the Dex is up to date, so I thought I'd jump on, I'll do some raid events, and then just crack on with like starting from number 1 for once, like do it logically. I've done such random ones at the minute with like Gimmighoul and Wooloo and Mankey. So I was like, let's start from Bulbasaur. Honestly, I haven't done that in a while, but I think I may need to. Although, like I said, I think I messaged you on, didn't I? I was like, I've just been super busy. Like, I do still want to go see the Barbie movie at some point, just because apparently it's better for an older audience. Like, you can still go see it. It's not a full-on, like, kids movie. But I still want to go see that at some point, and I might have to just, like, go by myself. But the last film I went to do that with was actually a really good one. Because I used to do it a lot through uni, like when I'd have like spare time. I just got to Cineworld because it wasn't too far. I went to see like Deadpool and all that kind of thing. If I actually no, I do have ping. But yeah, the last one I went to see was actually A Quiet Place. Such a good film, and because I didn't see it near release, it was an empty theater, and it was dead silent when it needed to be, and it was great. It was actually funny, the day, maybe not pink jeans, it's a stretch of a pink shirt. It's like a gradient shirt with pink in. But the day the release for it, we were doing some stuff in work for like, people wearing pink pictures, let's push it out on socials, whatever. And I was been wearing a hoodie all day pretty much. Or like yeah, it was a Friday, so I was wearing a hoodie. Like casual Fridays. And then as soon as I took it off, someone went, yo, we're in pink, you can get in a Barbie picture. Because we were just calling every pink picture a Barbie picture all day. So I could technically do a pink day. But yeah, I still need to see Barbie at some point, just so I can have an opinion on it without it being like secondhand. Because I can't stand people who give their opinions, yet they've only read reviews or seen like trailers and stuff. I feel like it's not facts. Well, it's technically opinions, but your opinion based on facts of seeing it. Go on, just walk into the cinema, look like a full-on Teletubby. Just gel my hair up as well. To be fair, I don't actually need to gel my hair. My hair's got a fun thing of, it's stubborn as hell, but if I fluff it, it'll do whatever I want it to. So if I fluff it like that, and then I can just kind of will it? Can I make like a Teletubby tuft? It's actually quite short now. It's actually a bit more Ace Ventura than Teletubby at the minute. It's the only way I can get my hair when it's being stubborn into any kind of presentable shape. Oh no, I pressed one of my macros. What have I went to? I like to think the lovable bit instead of like plump. Maybe it's not quite that hot. Let's see. I do need to go into. Let's just prep this for in a second. Mystery gift. Considering I failed this like last week. I think I've got something for the Rillaboom raid. But let's... Oh, I'm going to save before I do, just in case. I was going to continue the lyrics, but I don't quite have the confidence that I know the rest of that song. For someone who plays, sings, and does all that kind of stuff, I'm so terrible with lyrics. Let's go data management, transfer save data, close the software you're currently using. Yeah. Hopefully this works. Send to another console. Using that one. Okay. Hopefully this works, and then we can... Oh, insert the game card. And we can actually play a game rather than just sitting on the trade screen for ages. Yeah, I realised. I realised this time. And after that, I was actually really tempted to go into or invest in a stream deck. Honestly, I had that realization today. It's like, I don't play many games outside of Pokemon, and even then Pokemon's sort of kind of, it's not work, but it feels a little like work. Like, in a good way. It's work that I want to do. But yeah, I don't really play many games, and I feel like half of that's just because I do need a new computer as well. Please prepare the other console. And then let's go down to Eevee. Yeah, it's weird, especially because the main thing to do is like challenges and like longer things. So, yeah. The one I know will definitely get my attention is Satisfactory. Like, I think actually the same... Is it the same devs as Subnautica? It might just look similar. But I know if I start Satisfactory, that is a game that would swallow my life, and I feel like I kind of need that now, but I can't run it in the slightest. I need to die. I read that, but didn't fully take it in. Is it the end? Yeah, I get that. Okay. Might actually be able to play some games. One sec. One switch out, one switch in. Oh, that was weird. I had a black screen for a second. Or a black background. Might actually be able to start shiny hunts some bits. Hopefully the trade goes in the meantime. Turn that pad on. I'm just going to set the trade back up so it just keeps going. Yeah, pretty much Factorio, but 3D. I think that's the best way to explain it. Which, to be fair, Factorio sounds like a game that I'd love to play, but the style doesn't quite grab me. See, Minecraft Pokemon, Pixelmon didn't quite grab me, but I saw the trailer for like Cobblemon, and that actually looks a lot better. So at some point, I might actually give that a go. Oh, and I need to grab a Joy-Con. Should be able to control it with just one. Yep. That's fine. Okay. I might actually give it a go, to be fair, because it's a pixel art style which I don't fully... I'm not against it, just not many games that are playing now have that aesthetic. The Quest one? What's the Quest one? Yeah, I think I'm 6 out of 7 streams in the last 30 days, so I think the next one I'll have affiliate, and then in between this and the next one, I'm going to try and work out a rough schedule just so I can keep with it. And, oh, okay. Yeah, that's up to date. Sweet. Oh, I do have to get out of the cave though. Why am I going over here? And I've got an idea for like a celebration stream, but it'll have to be on a Saturday. Because I was thinking, oh yeah, I'll do a stream with like one of the video ideas I've got. And then I know someone will call me out on the comments for it because it's to do with like every Switch game. I was like, okay, I can do this technically in every Switch game and it'd be interesting and maybe feasible in 12 hours, hopefully. But then I realized one game would like throw a wrench into it. And that wrench is, of all things, Pokemon Quest. I think I really don't want to play that game, but at least I've completed it. But apparently, a stupid thing is I completed it on mobile. Oh, I need to swap this so I can see the whole game. Shouldn't affect you. We're playing the game, so let's dip that down. And I did not set up the trade on this. Distractions, link trade. That was the code. And set that to spam. And then catch up with what you guys have been saying. Swap the profile on this. Hit that. There we go. Okay, that can go in the background. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Always take a break if I need it. It's actually partly like stuff outside of games and everything. I'm trying to sort something that may have cropped up without me realising it. Nothing major, just something that I need to have like confirmation on. That is kind of, I'll be honest, between those two messages, that is kind of my mindset, is like, I can power through a lot of things pretty much. And that has helped sometimes. I think I just kind of like hit a wall a bit ago. Oh no, I wish. I always say this like jokingly, but it is kind of half serious. I say I've like never been in a relationship pretty much because in my head, any relationships, anyone... You're not wrong there. I'll loop back to that. But yeah, any relationships I had in school, I never count as relationships because it's schools and it's kids things and it's never super serious unless it goes after school and then you have like the childhood sweetheart sort of thing. So ever since school, I haven't really had any relationships. So I always say I've always been single. Which is sad, but also I'm a lot happier than a lot of people I know in relationships. So, hey, yo, you win some, you lose some. But yeah, to loop back to the whole drink and water thing, that is something I am terrible with. The amount of times people who know I'm terrible at it have to prompt me to drink. Because I can go a whole day without drinking and not realise it. And the worst thing is I'll have like coffee a lot. I jokingly say it's an addiction. I think it might actually be an addiction at this point. Which is even worse because that dehydrates you. So I'm just sat there all through the day dehydrating myself. It is an actual issue. I might actually need to throw that in. Just like every 10 minutes or so, just like hydrate. Set like Nightbot up to do it. That is true. You can't. My brother did act. I mean, he's got a whole load of other like health issues, but he did actually overhydrate once, so his salt levels dipped, and he basically had like a seizure. Because that is pretty much it. If you have too much water, it dips your sodium levels. You basically water down the salt in your body. Oh, I did not know Beedrill could spawn in here. Oh, I've got two. So I'm the youngest of three. And I've got an older brother and older sister. It's the age gap here. So brother's like... I always forget this because there's similar age gaps between the two. How I remember it. I think my brother is 5 years older. And my sister is 9 years older. I don't know if that's a guess, but it is my brother. My brother's happily married with a partner. Or husband, I should say. It's not really partner anymore because I can't specify. Which I have noticed recently. And I want to know kind of if it's just me. I'm looking for Bulbasaur, by the way, at the minute. If you've noticed people using the phrase partner a lot more, even if it's like a cis relationship. And I hate using the word cis, but you know what I mean. It's a good descriptive term. It's just, yeah, it doesn't feel right. People can't use the word straight anymore, apparently. Yeah, okay. Not just pulling it out of thin air. Yeah. The annoying thing is, and I always say this, I say my brother's a bastard because he just wants to make my life awkward trying to explain family. Because my sister and my brother are married. but somehow I've ended up with 2 brother-in-laws, which doesn't make things easy to explain to other people in my life. Am I best getting a catch combo to get a Bulbasaur to spawn? Let's go for a catch combo to get a Bulbasaur to spawn. And try not to whack my hand like last stream. Yeah, like many people have learned things from TikTok. The best platform for knowledge. I hate that people use, like, TikTok is, it can be a good platform to learn, but there are so many idiots trying to get the other dirty word, the clout on TikTok. So they're just trying to spread things, being like, this is believable, but people genuinely edit things wrong. So like the life hack sort of stuff that we thought went away is come back on TikTok. But people will do like, you do this, and then cut to result. They don't show it actually working. Yeah, you jump some gaps, but in the right way for once. Like the amount of times people assume things wrong, but you kind of got it right. Educated guesses. Yeah, when people are married, it makes sense, like husband and wife. When people aren't married, I've noticed people using partner a lot more. Which I guess is just to be inclusive, which I'm not against. And then it prompts conversation, and you go talk to them, oh god. And be like, so your partner, like, unless you know them personally, like, let's say you just meet someone through, like, on a night out or a friend of a friend. You're like, so your partner, is it a fella, is it a woman? Which, I guess it just speeds you past that small talk, you're getting into some of the more personal stuff a lot quicker. It's just something that I noticed over time. It's interesting more than like, oh, it's annoying. How many am I up to? Actually, it's been a while. I'm curious what... Oh, let's get out of these patches of grass first. I forgot what shinies I have in this save. Yeah, let's skip the small talk because no one likes it. Why is Nidorino favorited? I don't know why he's favorited. So that's unfavorite. Some of them are teams, some of them are shinies. Like I think this Ninetales is a shiny. Yeah. Oh, Ninetales is such a good shiny. Someday. Same. Rapidash is a shiny. Dodrio's a shiny. Gyarados, I think, was my team. Oh, I remember the stupid thing I did for the shiny names in this. Because Eevee at the start, same as I did like with Pikachu in Let's Go Pikachu. The fact that it says Pika Pika and Eevee says EVV. I just kind of turned Jolteon into one. Rapidash, Dodrio. Was that the only shinies? No, he's catching a Sakurai. It is true. Yeah, the boyfriend and girlfriend are weirdly kind of like old hat terms. Bellsprout was actually a random one that I got. Just walking around. It's like one of the terms my dad uses a lot, which is a term that you don't hear a lot now, is the term courting. Instead of like, oh, we're dating or we're together, he still uses the term like, oh, we use courting or that girl you were courting with or whatever. It's just funny, like, and I want some of those old terms to come back because they're so... I feel like they're a bit more endearing, but that might just be me thinking, oh, the older generation use them. Yeah, or like the way my mum used to be in my phone as like the one who feeds me. Like I could generally just say to my phone, like, activate the assistant, not using a general term, and just be like, call the one who feeds me, and I just hit the home button. Which ironically was while I was in university, and she wasn't the one who feeds me, and I don't think it's in my phone as that anymore. Like, I think I swapped it back as soon as I got home, but that was also because I finished uni and I bought a new phone and just kind of transferred everything over, and I don't think the nicknames transfer, but I'm gonna check. Mike's going again. I'm gonna check if it's still in here. Is that? It's no, it is. It's mum or the one that feeds me. Although that's went through some kind of just different ones. I was gonna say some funny ones, whatever. I'm not gonna hype myself up like that. She used to be as the one that birthed me because I robbed that straight from a girl in college. But she didn't even like have any pretense with it. It wasn't like, oh, that's a nickname in the phone. It was just down in a phone. I was like, who's the one who feeds you? Because she was being rang and it was a name in the contacts. Although I don't think she was the brightest who realised she could nickname people in your phone. It's like that, the level of disconnect where you can kind of, oh, what did they call it? Where, I don't know what the phrase I'm looking for, but basically where they can't call you out on it unless they really go into it in your phone, which they never really can. What catch combo am I up to? If I end up getting a Weedle in this catch combo before I end up finding a Bulbasaur. There's a Pikachu. Oh god, Babs. And I didn't check the catch combo. It definitely came up on screen, but I did not see it. Just my attention isn't fully there. I'm kind of, because I'm between chat and trying to see if the trade's going. Because I realised the way basically the reason I'm doing the trade over on the other Switch the way I am is so people don't like dox themselves. I think that's a half truth. I think there are way more out gay people than there were hundreds of years ago. I think it's been like a cult thing, like under society, unspoken, no one would talk about it. But now the cult's out in the open, like, oh shit, so many people like gay or bi or whatever. And just kind of enjoying life now, being out in the open. Where it used to be an underground, unspoken thing. And in some communities, sadly, it still is. It's just one of the reasons I can't fully get into sports. Because it's sadly still a thing. Because I think... I mean, you don't know these people, so I'm not exactly out on anyone. Just saving my time. Oh, we're talking about the cult of being gay. Just don't worry about it. It's completely normal things. Yeah, there's a girl in my work who just got married, like, I think literally just back from a honeymoon last week. But just talking about stuff, she's like, yeah, I'm bi. I'm married, but I'm bi. Like, you can't change it. Hey, Bulbasaur, first one. It's just like, there are some things that are facts about yourself that you can't change. You just kind of choose to follow some things more than others, I guess. If that makes sense. And god damn it, Bulbasaur. No, this is a girl in work. That's bi. The closest I'll get to that is I'll always say I can appreciate a good looking fella, but it's more in a way that, how do I explain it? It's more that I want to be that more than I want that. That's how I kind of know the difference. there's a solid chance of me going, like, giving you compliments sort of thing. False alarm. Although I will also count in miracles into that. Friends with benefits, but those benefits may not be the benefits you want. You get the benefit of me dropping anything to do something if you need help. Like, if you ever need help moving house, I'm there. If you ever need help with me getting into bed with you and making the bed and dressing it, whatever, that's fine. Anything past that? No. I will sleep top and tail. That is as close as it gets. But yeah, I always count the miracle side of it, which is why it's also the agnostic view, I guess is what I'm saying. There may be somewhere out there a guy that makes me go, oh shit, and I have the awakening moment. Yeah. Friends with boundaries, I guess. That kind of works. But yeah, there may be a guy that makes me go, oh shit, maybe both. But until then, nah, I can kind of comfortably think I know myself. And these Bulbasaurs can't come sooner. Wait, do I have laws? Laws might help with this, won't they? I do. And I was just thinking of like the agnostic view sort of thing. I think that sort of comes from school as well, because I wasn't very religious, and I've always described my religious views as agnostic since school. Yeah. Like, some people, it's just a fact about the life, I guess. I mean, this is me talking from a very single perspective. In every sense, I guess. But yeah, some people, it is just them. Like, some people, it goes the opposite way, and they go, oh, it's just never been women. It's always been guys, or like vice versa, or maybe it's always been both. Some things are just facts. And some people do kind of have that moment. So, funnily enough, my brother thought he was straight for 5 years of a relationship and then kind of went, oh, maybe not. And randomly, I just kind of came home from uni at one point and I was like, oh, so what's she up to? When's she going to pop around? And he went, oh, she's not. And I always loved the story of how I found out about him, because it was so good, and I think it kind of put a bit of comfort to him that it made no difference to family and that. In the Sainsbury's. Yeah, pretty much that. Her? Like, this is why I say I'm kind of like, I can appreciate a guy, and if also my boundaries are very weird. Like, my close like schoolmates who I love to death and like jump in front of a train for, not like on the lips, but I'd kiss my mates. I'm not like that, like, ooh, masculine guy, can't hug or kiss, because also Greek culture is a very touchy-feely culture, and growing up in a Greek family, you don't kind of get to avoid that. It's just a weird thing going to uni, and my first instinct was to like, oh, how's it going? And like, give people hugs and everything, but that is not British culture in the slightest, really. Very standoffish. But yeah, I want a Bulbasaur, not a Pidgey. God damn it. Okay. I mean, I'll take the Pidgey. I don't have that in my decks. But it did just kind of kill my Bulbasaur, my streak of 1. At least I wasn't on a catch combo. But I'm happy with the Pidgey. You know what? I was annoyed, and now I'm happy with the Pidgey, because I need the line. But after 2 more Pidgeys, I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna be too happy with it, but I'll take it for now, considering I need them all fresh. One shiny this stream. You know what? Take it as it is. That's the miracle that's just turned me. I'll take a Pidgey. I'm not just going after Bulbasaur. Although I do need to find another Bulbasaur, annoyingly. I love the fact that that's in there. And there may be points where I might just turn it down to like 5 seconds just to let you spam through it. It's a golden pigeon. Wait, let's see what it, because it changes between games. What does Pidgey look like in this one? Because I noticed Primeape looks better in Scarlet and Violet than it does in... Oh, I've also got to mark it as favourite, so I know it's shiny. Sorry, Primeape looks way better in Scarlet and Violet for the colours, but it looked terrible in this. Oh, it is kind of sickly. Wait. Did that have a nature? Lax. I was like, did I see it? Is it one of the games where I have to skip to the other screen? Because I just... YouTube's definitely realised, oh yeah, you're into all this. Like, for some reason, put out a video about shinies. It doesn't realise I'm into shinies. Start watching more shiny videos. It realises I'm into shinies. And I just realised the end of your message. Technically, if he's sickly, does that not make him a limited time collectible? Which actually makes him more rare. Like, you can only have a shiny Pidgey for so long because he's ill. That's my logic with it. He's better than your healthy looking shinies like your Haxoruses or your terrible Garchomps. Hey, Bulbasaur, there we go. Start the chain again. It's a terrible limited time collectible, but it's still a limited time collectible. I mean, it depends how ill I am. And if I'm in great shape. Because regardless of if I'm ill or not, if I'm in great shape, I want to show that stuff off. Yeah, it's like a bird with a broken leg. You tend it better until it can fly off and then you release it and it's a beautiful, poetic moment. Can't release it while it's sick. I mean, I could also just save and release it, just to satisfy you. It will get rid of the single Bulbasaur I've got, which I assume they spawn more. Doesn't need his family, he needs me. I need someone to need me because I'm so single. No, I'm not dipping into those jokes. They are my go-to jokes, but not quite the moment. Yeah, that's why they're not my go-to jokes for certain moments. They're the types of jokes I go to for people who will tell me to, like, shut up and go fuck myself. It's like for people who know I don't really mean it. Come on. Nope, that's can't be. Wrong green thing. I just reminded me as well. So I was prepping my garden. Wait, one sec. I mean, technically. It'd be more charity work when you can start donating. Although, I don't... That's my line, is I can never take straight donations. If it's built into the platform, like subs and bits or whatever, it would be reluctantly because you can only stop it so far. But if it was straight donations like Patreon or just PayPal links and everything, it feels dirty taking that money. It may. We'll see. I'm not sure if I want to, depending on how fast the Bulbasaurs start appearing, I might go for a single one or the complete line. But yes, back to the garden stuff because the Caterpie reminded me. I've been prepping it to get a load of work done, and oh my god, I left the grass growing for so long. I had to... Yeah, probably maybe a single one. Single like that? No. you know where the rest of that joke was going. Yeah, prepping the rest of the garden because essentially the landscaper said to me, just cut the grass and then we'll do the rest when we get there. All we need is it cutting so we know what we're working with. Great man to think alike. We got that one brain cell. And I just looked at it and I was like, okay, just cut the grass. That's easy enough. I had to do 2 passes on the grass. And the first pass was me doing essentially a wheelie with the lawnmower the whole way because it was that long. And I almost filled a whole like green bin. Yeah, I think they're pretty much universally green for like garden waste with grass. But then after I did that and all the grass is nice and short and everything, I noticed so much like wildlife in the garden just from cutting the grass, which I thought it'd go backwards, and I'm not sure if it's just because I'm seeing it now that it's all nice and short. But I was literally just like out in the garden before, saw the biggest caterpillar I've ever friggin' seen in my life, like that big and a chunky little fecker. And then later on, I also saw a little robin just bouncing around the grass. And I was like, oh, that's cute. And I went, oh god, I hope it doesn't get the caterpillar. Yeah, no actual real life things. Hey, second Bulbasaur. I don't think you can cut the grass in this game. In fact, I don't think you can cut the grass in any 3D games. Could you cut the grass in XY? Because I know definitely in Diamond and Pearl and all those, you had the fact that you could use cut and get rid of grass. And if a Pokemon at the start of your party had like Hyper Cutter or something, it'd cut more. Why am I using Pokeballs? These aren't shiny. I'm not bothered. Yeah, robins are just nice to see because they're not magpies that are like loud little feckers. I used to hate magpies so much, and like blackbirds. Yeah, and you're thinking of what I'm thinking of. But like all those types of birds are just loud and squawk. I used to like in my mum and dad's be in the attic room because obviously everyone as a kid thought the attic room was the best room to have in the house. But no one tells you when they're sitting on top of yeah, sorry, I'm getting distracted as always. When they sit on top of the skylight or like on top of your window, like because in every other room they can't sit outside the window rarely. But they'd just be on the roof, and so early in the morning they'd just start like cawing and screeching and making stupidly loud noises and pecking the window. Oh, I have a hatred for them. But robins aren't loud birds. So they're just nice little small birds that just want to eat a worm every now and again or just have bugs. And it's great. They're just nice. They look nice. You put them on Christmas cards, like you were saying. And I'm realizing now that I like my I like my birds like I like my children. Quiet and not annoying. Because I do remember very vividly, and I still think I was justified. My nephew was being very loud, and he was only like 2 or 3, but he was being really loud, and I wasn't in the mood to deal with a loud kid at that point. And he was doing it for long enough that I just went, can you just shush? And clearly, if I got to that point, other people were at least, yeah, welcome to my brain. I just like ping pong between so many different things. If I can connect the thought, I'm doing it. If no one's there to stop me. But yeah, after I said that, And like I said, everyone else was clearly thinking it, but just not saying it because they're being quiet, polite British people. It's weird calling my family people. Because I don't consider anyone in my family people. We're all just weird, including me. She shot me a look of just a death stare is the closest thing, like the Luigi death stare. I just like, really? Did you just say that to my kid? And I just very confidently and just bluntly said to her, I don't care. You know he's being loud. I'm not going to say sorry. And then I think at some point, I didn't kick off or anything because I'm not someone to kick off. I just kind of be like, you know what's happened here. And I'm gone. You know what's happened. I don't want to be here. There's an understanding. I'm out. Because for me to kick off takes a lot. I have a very long tether. And that tether goes to like me maybe complaining a little bit. And then I get quiet. And some people who know me know if I get quiet, that's when there's an issue. Because I'm so annoyed that I basically put a filter on myself. So that I don't say the wrong thing. But if you get me past the point where I'm ready to kick off, then you can... Ooh, more Bulbasaur. It's getting more common. Then you just kind of... You're fucked. There's no coming back from that. Even if I'm wrong, I'm too annoyed to get past it at that point. And that's when the quiet me would walk off. The loud, angry me should walk off. But like I say, it doesn't happen all that often. Because I'm kind of like I'm super patient to the point where I annoy so many people with how like relaxed I am. They're like, you should be more, especially in work, like, you should be more invested or more talkative or like a bit more energetic, whatever. It's like, you're so relaxed, it's annoying. And I feel like that's just because people can't get a read on me, but the fact that they can't get a read on me is kind of the right read. How do I explain that? Because I know what I'm trying to say there. It's like, if you think I'm just relaxed and calm and not annoyed, not happy, whatever, it's probably because I am. This is randomly like 10. This is on the verge of turning into a therapy session, I've just realised. I feel like is what half of these are. It's just like me going like, I should go to therapy, or I'm just going to talk to random people on the internet. Which I've got enough like perspective to know that is not the way to seek therapy. Unfortunately, a load of other people on the internet don't have that. And they just look for validation. It makes me feel relaxed. I feel like you could ask me that like 90% of the time, and not ask me that 90% of the time. God, it's not even that late. Jots down in notebook in permanent marker, rips out page, grabs pencil. But yeah, I think like you could ask me that most of the time, and just relaxed and chill would be my vibe. It would be my answer. Well, I don't know where I've picked up using the word vibe from. It's been such a recent thing that I've noticed myself using it more. Why am I walking up there? There's no grass. And vibe is just such like a not me word. I feel like it might have been one of those I started using ironically. That kind of slipped into my vocabulary naturally. Which is the worst. I remember... When was it? It must have been... Oh, definitely back in school. Back when, like, KSI was, like, first taken off. And my friends used to love watching them. And they'd use the term lol outside of texts and messages. And that somehow slipped into my vocabulary as well because they started using it. And I was getting so annoyed with myself that I genuinely wouldn't actually talk sometimes if that's what was about to come out my mouth. I'd just stop myself completely. Yeah, we're talking years ago. We're talking like 2012, 2013. I've stopped myself now. Thankfully, I snipped that off real early when I noticed it. Because if you start using abbreviations, like let's say, and I might be like cracking a few eggs here. Let's say you start using the word like pog or like actual like Twitch chat in real life. I feel like that's the same. Like vibe is yeah. Pretty much that. Vibe's like on a line where it is an actual word. People use the word poggers. For some reason, it's like, again, trying to explain my thoughts. Welcome to therapy. People who use that word, it's like, I know there are interests in everything we can get on with, but the fact that they're using that word also means there's a disconnect. It's almost like they're more invested in that stuff than I am, and I can't relate to it. So the thing, if you use it in like everyday speech, I guess I'm saying. I'm just trying to like dig in the back. Is there any others that I use? But I don't think so. I think I'm aware enough of stuff like that to not. But this is also from someone who was very aware of trying not to sound super scouse growing up, and came off with what I've been told is quite a soft Scouse accent, especially when you compare it to like some of my family. Like I think I might have told this story before. I will also mimic, because that's the like performer side of my brain that comes out. But essentially, when I was in London, I have a softer Scouse accent, apparently still Scouse enough to recognise. But, and when I say in London, I mean in uni. Because I went to London for uni, to connect the dots. You can assume there and you'd be right. I started to talk slower and take on some of like the Cockney accent a little bit. So my friends just got used to that being my voice. But then it was, and such a vivid memory, my 21st, and one of my cousins rang me because big birthday, they hadn't seen me in a while, just had like a chat for like 5 or 10 minutes before I was going on like a night out. I mean, just having drinks. And they said for like that whole phone call, I just dipped back into my Scouse accent, but stronger than it would have been, because my cousin's super strong and they couldn't understand me at all. And I just thought that was funny, and I didn't realise I mimicked people until then. Oh, and there was also a time when... So, because I like sing and perform, I'm also used to trying to mimic a performance. And my cousin just said to me once, he's like, you realise you sing with an American accent? And I genuinely thought for a while, I was like, have I just taken on a bit of an American accent? But no, I just got that used to mimicking it because I was hearing it. Yeah. It just takes something to... Ooh, Bulbasaur. It just takes something to make you realise it, and that it's just such interesting stuff. Which is why I'll always say to people, like, if I didn't go into doing, like, graphics and video bits for a job, I would full on be a psychiatrist. Because the human brain is just so interesting, because you get to, like, understand what other people think. And also, it's kind of that you have to talk to a load of people, but once you start to learn, like, patterns and everything and all stuff like that, you also can just guess from how people act. You don't really need to talk to them, so that, like, feeds the other side of a bit of, like, I'm just not great in a conversation unless I'm invested. Which is the other thing that people do, is people always say, like, oh, I hate small talk, but it's something people need to do. I think I've hit the chain enough that it's going to be Weedle. People always say, like, oh, I hate small talk, but without being around someone a ton, like, if you're not in, like, a group dynamic where you can just kind of watch for a bit, you do need to just get onto small talk and stuff like that. And I very reluctantly have to do it for work because I film people who don't want to be filmed and take pictures of people who don't want the pictures taken. So you kind of need to get that small talk going if you haven't really talked to them. Or it might be like my first time meeting people, and you've got to kind of relax them. And you can't just jump straight in with like, so how's the wife and kids? If you've never met that person, because it just might not be true. You can assume some things, but then you just put your foot in it, and then you're starting off on the wrong foot. And there's no chance of really saving that. Unless you just fully embrace the embarrassment of it. But yeah. Just fully throw your hands up and say, I was wrong, I guessed. The worst thing, just because the weather reminded me of it, as much as we all know it's a cliche for small talk, we all still do it. Especially, like, it's pretty much a meme, isn't it? Of like, oh, it's just, if you're in the UK, everyone's going to talk about how shit the weather is. If it's raining, you go, oh my God, it's bad, isn't it? It's the one thing we all have in common is what's outside the window. Yeah, there is a little bit of that. You just have to embrace the small talk as well. It's like, because we can all be conscious of like, oh, it's cliche to talk about this, so I won't. But you kind of have to, because not everyone is up for embracing the awkward silence. Yeah. All the time. I was actually, there's a girl I was talking to, and she's like, oh, you just had like that nervous end. She's like, no, I'm just trying to make a joke out of the fact that it's quiet and I feel like we should be talking right now. Because sometimes if you embrace the fact that it's cliche, it starts a different conversation, and also shows something about yourself, that you're aware that you're saying something stupid and you're just trying to like fill the gap. And that trade still ain't going. I feel like since like a young age, I just said, I keep saying more things and I keep going, that is something that you would say in therapy. Like, since a young age, I have embraced just like the awkward silences. Like, they never bother me, and almost I like to kind of stew in them. I love the awkwardness of it, which is why one of the girls in work just went, I just kind of like the way, like, I don't think she realised it was this. She's like, you just kind of embrace the fact that you're awkward. It's like, yeah. It's like, embrace who I am. I'm not going to fight it. But just awkward silences. There's something that I find weirdly nice about other people being uncomfortable. Almost, I don't know what it is. And I do need a therapist for that kind of thing to realise why I kind of find it fun. But I also like fucking with people, so that might be it. It might be a very passive way of fucking with people around me without actually doing anything. Yeah, some people need to break the silence, which is when it gets more fun. If people try and break the silence and you don't give them short answers where they think like you're annoyed or anything, but you give them just enough that's like, okay, I've answered your question, but now it's quiet again. Like, obviously I don't do it all the time, but sometimes my brain just thinks it's funny to do it, and I don't know why. It's the same vibes as sort of like, because I'm going on apparently my own mental situation breakdown. Like intrusive thoughts sort of things. Because there's doing that, but there's also like every so often I think, and if obviously people who you'll never meet again, this will work better. But I'm like, what if I just lie to them and just try and make up a whole story and see how long I can go before they call me out? Because I'll throw my hands up if someone calls me out and be like, yeah, but I got you for a bit, sort of thing. But I always think, how long could I get away with just being a fake person before the facade's gone? Which is ironic considering the fact that I can't stand people being fake to me, but I can also kind of see it from a mile off as well. It's the safer way of intrusive thoughts. It's the, what if I just fuck with this person rather than the, what if I just swerve into the barrier at like 70 mile an hour? It's like, I'd rather one over the other. And I am realising if this goes past 12, I won't be able... Well, I might be able to do the Rillaboom raid. I don't think in this kind of situation I could, like, pull that off. Because I've kind of said... I think I've said it like some of the earlier streams with... yeah, mine aren't quite that tame. Mine are like extremes of one or the other. What was I about to say? Read back through the messages, try and see where it's going. Yeah. So basically with streaming, it puts me into a weird mindset of like, there is no filter because I'm kind of talking to myself. And it is obviously hard to lie to yourself. Because as much as I'm talking to yous, the only thing I'm seeing at the minute is my face in a game. Where weirdly, it's easier to do that in person. But also, obviously, I don't do it all the time. It's very rare if I do it. Because I need to go and see people who don't know me. And even then, it only lasts maybe like half an hour. Because I have a short attention span. You're not just an AI chatbot that I'm talking to. Oh, what was the one for? There's a chatbot, like, we were talking maybe decades ago at this point. It's like Evie or something. That might have been the one with the face. But there was one on, like, I want to say MSN. Like, way back in the day. I can't remember. So, like, I was just saying, like, AI chatbot. Sorry, I will skip things because, like I say, I feel like I'm talking to myself and I know half my thoughts. Like, I know where I'm jumping to. So, like, chatbots that you used to talk to, like, you'd go and look for them deliberately. Like, you'd know they were chatbots. Like, Cleverbot, that was it. I'm not great at sarcasm in text. Great at sarcasm in person, not great in text. But Cleverbot, it just popped into my brain. I'm so made up I remembered it. Like, the amount of times I just sit there on Cleverbot and just try and... That's the one I could mess with in chat because you're trying to break its programming. I don't know how I got onto that thought. Because I am actually just gonna quickly change the pinned comment on the post so I can actually do the Rillaboom raid. Comments, take off filter. And edit. Sorry about this. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, literally when I used it, it was decades ago. Like, I think it might actually be 20 odd years. I think decades is right. Yeah, and the one, I think Eevee was people using that, but the one with the face, so it worked a bit better in videos. Okay, that's edited. So I can go back on my other Switch and do the raid. That I haven't prepped for in the slightest. Get that back in. I mean, it might be, you never know. That might be right. No, it's feel free. Oh, this pad isn't connected. God, 2010 still feels like yesterday, which is a scary thing. Like, I had a realization, well, almost had a realization, and I actually kind of like shat myself. I was like, oh, like felt the age fall across my face until I was like, no, I'm just doing math wrong. Can this pad connect? Oh. It's because that pad's connected. I think I was trying to work out how long I've been playing guitar for. Cancel the search. And I was like, okay, if I picked it up back in uni and... Hello, everyone. Yeah, I was trying to work out how long I've been playing guitar for. I was like, okay, if I picked it up at the end of my first year at uni... I mean, technically I'm not Greek, I'm Cypriot if I'm going to get real pedantic. But yeah, I was like, end of first year uni. Am I not on the internet? How long have I not been on the internet for? That might be where the trade hasn't been going. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. Rillaboom rate, there we go. Okay, now I'm actually trying to do maths again. Okay, end of first year uni. If I graduated in 2018. Oh, and that was fast. Let's pick the... That might not be a bad shout. Oh, no. Wrong one, wrong one. You joke about that. There were. And why are people choosing fire types for a normal type raid? There was... So, I think I did... What was it? Something about, like, New Super Mario Bros. I was like, oh, I found this really fast way. Maybe a little kid, like, how to beat this very specific level. And I was so proud of myself. Filmed it on... What was pretty much a BlackBerry. Just not. That's maybe the first video I ever remember making and putting it on YouTube. It's gone now. I don't even know where that is. Then there was attempts at doing consistent content. They're private because they are very close to being deleted off the channel. I do see them every now and again because I put enough videos that I have to go into a different tab. And that tab now shows me all those old videos and I just don't like seeing them. But yeah, there are old videos and a lot of them are from like me in college. Like college time, first year uni, and then I think I dropped it at that point when I was just like, nah, I'm just not enjoying it. And it was only very recently, after I started like streaming again, that I kind of got the urge to make videos. Or video, and then the fact that it took off a bit got me in the mood to make more. Like, I think fully if it didn't take off at all, I would have been happy with just the one, because I was happy with how it came out. Do I not have any attack and moves? I was sure I would have at least had, like, echoed voice or something on this Blissey. That might be on my other one. Although that Blissey is now knocked out. This might be tougher than I thought. Have I ever made videos any other time? I remember wanting to make one when I was learning piano, which all of what I've learned of piano is gone. It is one of the skills that I do want to pick back up. I say pick back up, learn properly, because I definitely didn't learn properly the first time. I learned from like those pressy specific buttons kind of piano tutorials rather than the way I learned guitar, which is actually learn a bit of theory. To the point where even if I leave it for a bit, I can still pick a guitar back up and know roughly what I'm doing. Oh my god. If I do this again, I'm not bringing Blissey because Blissey is doing terrible for me. And to be fair, we're just doing terrible because people brought fire types to a normal type raid. I'm getting wrecked and people around me aren't helping. And I wish I could run, but I don't think that's an option. I've got to do this twice because I like doing the raid and I'm definitely knocked out there. I like doing these on both, so I have one for me and then one that I don't mind messing with because I like to keep events as they are, untouched. So if I've at least got one untouched, that's fine. Blown out the cavern. I've got to look through what I've actually got on this save. Because I've been bouncing between that many games, I actually forget what's in all the different saves. Let's see. Back and brushed, are we? And now we're in a different game. We're in the game that I'm actually listed for on Twitch for once. Okay, what have I got? Fire type there, that's useless. What's my... Did I not prep an Annihilate? Oh my god, my internet's been so bad today. No. Someone brought this up before and I thought it's just kind of a smart way to do it. To be fair, because there's no general like Pokemon category and to get found outside of like the main Pokemon game pretty much. Did I not put the mark on this? You're not gonna if you put the actual game you're playing. Like I think I got kind of lucky when I first started, the fact that I was playing BDSP when not everyone was playing, but then people somehow found the stream through that. But then as soon as I put a Scarlet and Violet, more people tend to find it, annoyingly. And it goes against my mindset of like, don't clickbait people, but if you go where the audience is, and if you actually scroll through the Scarlet and Violet category, oh, another shiny Mankey. If you go through the Scarlet and Violet category, you see everyone doing the same because people acknowledge there needs to be a general Pokemon category. It's just not a thing. And I think I need to change Tauros's. Yeah, swap that P for the letter before it. Not the letter before. Near it. Yeah, there's a load of people just not playing Scarlet and Violet in the Scarlet and Violet category. Unless it's one of those raid bots. Let's remember moves. Keep it like... Double kick, such a low power move. I love the fact that I put in the odds for it. It almost makes it better. Not almost, it does make it better because if it gets really close, like I was messing with it on like a 5-second cooldown and I was having fun with it, that's why I was like, yeah, I made a good choice here. I have no fighting types. What are people recommending for the trade? Because Because I might be able to prep something really fast. Rillaboom. Raid. Counter. 7-star. What's this recommended? Because this save is just, it's OP. With like, I say OP, it's just got tons of money and everything. So I can buy everything I need. Corviknight is apparently one of them, so someone actually went in smart. Function is affected. The best ability, 7 stars, mirror armor, as well as Corviknight to retain all negative stat changes. Back to Rillaboom instead. Oh! I think I actually set up Koraidon. I realize I'm probably not gonna. I've got no drinks near me, and I just kind of want to get this done. Let's see. This is Dragon. If I change Sunny Day to like a general use move, Drain Punch might not be a bad one. Remember when I said I am terrible for drinking? Unless it's coffee. That is why. And that little walk down the stairs to the kitchen is too much for me to go, yeah, I should probably drink right now. I wonder if, well, wait, I'll see how long this takes to set up for the raid. I might be able to quickly code something in Nightbot. Communicating. Okay. Oh, no, never mind. Maybe on the setup. So if I select Koraidon, he's got the dragon type Tera. It's such a long walk. I know I'm being a bitch. That's me in a nutshell. I'm lazy in a good way, but I also have the bad side of laziness. Like, I will spend half an hour making it so that I can then do something in 5 minutes if it needs doing again. But also I won't walk downstairs to get a glass of water if I need a drink. Yeah, surprisingly that is also me on like a lax day. Like, I'll put in the work when I need to. Which my body feels like it needs to. Although, I feel like it's very specifically just with drinking, because I also don't take a drink to the gym, which is definitely when you need to take a drink. Why are people abandoning raids? This is getting annoying. Like, I definitely should take a drink to the gym. Like a bottle of water. I have so many bottles that I could take as well. Because people know it's an issue, so they just give me them. Yeah. Which, strength training, not really the hardest to do. Cardio is the hardest thing to do it with, but I've done it so much that it doesn't actually bother me. You can't get water on the computer or it breaks. Let's add command. Hydrate. And then if we go user around with you. And I take drink down water. Okay, that should work. I'm trying to set up a hydrate command. I'm gonna put it on a cooldown. Okay, I've also got to be in this raid. Let's go Drain Punch. What do we reckon the delay should be? I can go to apparently 300 seconds. Or down to 5. Did I not click Drain Punch? Apparently I just didn't click Drain Punch. I'm thinking 2 minutes. Mainly because I know yous will spam it because I just won't listen to it. At least if it's 2 minutes. I'd probably still need it. Oh yeah, channel pointer thing. I forget about them. Oh my god, these aren't going well. Okay. Give that a test. It might work. It's just exclamation hydrate. No, not that. Drain Punch. Yeah, there we go. It works. It's just a bit better than just being a generic thing. The user reminded me to drink. Drink some damn water. I just realised how good Corviknight Shiny is. That was a quick fail. Do I have any others that would work as a good support? It's kind of hard to lose track for me because I clock watch like you wouldn't believe. Mainly because I've got so much information on this screen about everything being live. It's hard to lose track. Which I feel like I might need to change the setup so it is kind of a bit more relaxed and I haven't got a load of information in my face. Okay. That didn't work in the slightest. Have I got anyone who's a good support? Or at least Rillaboom's quite physical. Fair, you know what? I'll cave in because I do need it. Give me a second. I'll go grab some water for you because you want me to be healthy, dog. Okay, yous may have been right. Because I did not realise how dry my throat was until I just had a drink of water. Thank God, did not realise. How fluffy is my hair, God? Yeah, I feel like I've heard something similar. Yeah, you keep me alive. Just don't overdo it. Otherwise, I might go into like septic shock. I don't know. Rillaboom's physical. So I need someone who's pretty. But I mean, Tauros is. He's just terrible. Dashbun is. That's not great. Oh my God, Slowbro is. Yeah, when you see the glass empty, that's your sign. Everyone keeps using it, but I don't keep up with it, to be fair. But I might try. Wait. I need to know what I just saw by the tree. I don't. Oh, it was the bright yellow Psyduck. Make me think. Oh, is there a shiny there? Yeah, I don't keep up with it, really. To be fair, I don't play Scarlet and Violet much. And I was, like I say, I've been watching it on like Shiny videos. Someone summed it up with just like, I saw their chat going because they clearly streamed it as well. You're like, wow, just like the no reaction. And you're like, yeah, that's a Scarlet and Violet reaction. Just like, Shinies are so easy in this game that people just don't kind of really play them. Or people not don't play them, don't really react like they do in others. Let's see if stored power does any better. At least I'll be resistant to any fighting moves. Although I am water type, oh, that was a dumb decision. Didn't think it through. Because weirdly, I have been hunting in other games way more. Like, getting the shiny Wooloo was so much more exciting. And the shiny Mankeys and other stuff. It's a bit more, yeah, it's a bit more of a dopamine rush for those games than it is in this because it's so easy. Because you kind of expect it within like the half an hour run of a sandwich to be able to get a shiny. Or 2 or 3. Like, it can be ridiculous. But if I've got, say, a combo going in Let's Go, I never know when it's going to come. Which it's just, it's constant tension. Yeah. And I remember the days and hours ones, like, I still very vividly remember being like, okay, I've gone well over odds for, I think it was an Onyx that I evolved into a Steelix for the Sword and Shield DLC team. And that was something like 2000, I want to say, yeah, it was eggs because I don't think it was encounters. I was Masuda method in it. And I went way over odds to the point where I had to get trackers for when I wasn't doing it in a comfy setup. But that's such a vivid memory of getting that. And then the random ones, like, I want to do a redemption kind of. So this was the idea for like a celebration type stream. I want to go through and reclaim or get like redemptions for ones that have failed. Like vivid ones in my memory. And I know 2 of them off the top of my head. Because one of them is the bronze song that I lost with my copy of Pokemon Diamond. I want to reclaim that. Nidoran male that I just never managed to get in Let's Go. I want my redemption for just not getting that. And there was a third one. Oh, it was... and this is one of the more embarrassing ones. Was Doug Trio. Because that was X and Y when I was just like properly getting into not playing Pokemon like a kid. Oh, shiny Zamcenter. But yeah, I was just grinding out Doug Trio because he was a good XP sack for what point of the game I was up to. That old phrase is coming back in. And I was like, oh, that's stupid. The blue nose must just be like female because I wasn't really paying attention. Until I went back into the decks and realised, oh no, I just missed a shiny. Because I knew about shinies because of the Bronzong, so I knew they were a thing. But I was kind of like half asleep, just grinding out levels and knocked it out and didn't realise. I was so annoyed when I found out, so I want to redeem that one as well. Which I'm not sure how long they'll take, because I know Doug Trio... I can definitely get in Scarlet and Violet. Bronzong, definitely get in Scarlet and Violet. And I might go for the lines as well. Yeah, I was so distraught. Who was the other one? Nidoran male, I might have to chain for. So that might actually make for a decent length celebration stream as well, depending on how long it wants to take. Thankfully, Nidoran's quite common. And also, I can make a... Because that feeds into the story element of my brain and it starts to turn like, I could make a video of that as well and it'd be quite cool. And yeah, it gets me going. That's what I was saying. Like, streaming kind of makes me... it changed the brain into wanting to make videos rather than the way I used to do it. which was just churn out videos for the sake of, I thought I had to feed the algorithm, and that's how I would make it as a YouTuber. And I'm just like, I'll just make them for fun. And screw the trying to be a YouTuber because I make a decent wage anyway. Whatever I do now is a bonus. Okay. What have we got to do now? I guess just keep hitting the iron defense. And then he won't really do damage. Yeah. The fact that the bits that don't make the video are just fun conversation as well. Like, they go places, whether it's a friggin' therapy session or people in costumes or what Pokemon would you eat tier list. You just never know. Yeah, hopefully. It's the only way I've got to be in social, considering I don't really leave the house. Sounds sadder than it is. I just have no real reason outside of maybe drinks after work on a Friday. Which have become more of a thing. Which is awkward when everyone drives. So it can be like, okay, depending on how many drinks I want to have, I am there for a set amount of time. So I think the first time we did it, I was like, okay, we're going to be there for a couple hours. Knowing what units are in the drink roughly, because alcoholic student. Oh, that won't go any higher. That was a waste. I think I'm on to nasty pots. Yeah. So I was like, okay, this adds roughly like about a unit and a half. Every unit's about an hour to get out your system. So I was like, okay, I've had 2 drinks. I'm going to be here for about 3 hours. That's fine. Not me. Maybe like leave there at 8 o'clock on a Friday. It's sweet, but then when your manager keeps buying the rounds and doesn't ask you if you want another drink and just drops it on the table, like, oh shit. I need to tell her to stop at some point. Because she's just being nice and like everyone wants a drink and whatever. I was like, I still have to drive home. I'm sorry, but... Which is where I do envy people who can't drive very rarely. Because I still have to worry about that if I am. I also I get lucky that I don't really need a drink. It helps sometimes, but don't really need a drink. I get from my mum, luckily enough. No, oh, I'm going to be knocked out, aren't I? Oh no. Yeah, I'm there all night, but I'm technically responsible because I'm stuck there all night and not driving. It is a harder raid than I thought, I'll be honest. I thought I could have just like bounced in and got it done, but I'm actually having to use strategies. And hopefully with these last load of moves, everyone can get enough damage. Which it doesn't seem like because all the UIs disappeared. Yeah, no. I don't want to prep a Pokemon, but I might have to. Yeah, I thought maybe with like the store-up moves, they might have just done enough to calc it. What's a good one? Because I need to get Tera types annoyingly, which is why I don't like prepping them. Or at least, well, I do like prepping them, but it's time on stream. And I kind of want to get back to hunting. Home event exclusive Rillaboom Skeleton. Skeletage? Is he actually a counter? Just for the sake of he's a ghost type. No fire Tera type. With the unaware ability. Okay, so once it's hidden. Torch on Will-O-Wisp. Iron Hands is obviously a go-to. Let's have a look at what my Iron Hands is. Or do I have an Iron Hands on this? No idea. I was just gonna kind of like take it on the day, see how many slots I've got, and just take it on the day and have fun with it. You know what? I'm just gonna go in with. I'm gonna go in with Skeledirge and see. One of them, I think, would have to be a Hug emote. A Hug and a Hydrate just to go with it, but depending on how many slots, they might not be good uses of those slots. Rainbow one, maybe. Just they're all the things I can think of off the top of my head. There have been like themes that aren't just like related to one person. Yeah, so see, now it's there, I just like mindlessly drink it. As soon as it's empty, I then won't think about it. Yeah, that's all the emotes are, it's just stuff chat likes. For like, I say, I hate doing that because it's a small one. But for like big streamers, is the theme I get, it's just stuff that people in chat can use. Maybe something related to something related to the try and get copyrighted section of every other stream. Why are people abandoning raids so much? Because I was genuinely thinking, I was like, I might deliberately learn acoustic versions of songs that have been part of labels. Just to see if I could. It's still up, it doesn't affect the views or anything. Just haven't heard anything from the dispute to get it taken off. Because it's not a copyright strike, it's just a kind of semi-claim. Also, I'm not making anything views-wise off that channel, so it's fine. It's just for VODs. I just thought it was kind of funny. Is everyone in? I feel it does this glitch every now and again. It won't show all 4 people if the last person leaves. I wonder if I can get animated emotes straight off. That'd be interesting because it would also mean I have to learn animation. That just seems kind of fun. Because I haven't properly done animation since very basics. When I think I was still in like year 7, year 8, something like that. Okay, let's see if we can do it this time. The shiny Goldengo. The shiny that you can only really see clearly in Pokemon Home, I realised. And even then, it's only the lines. Like, it's such a subtle shiny. It's maybe the most pointless one. It'd be interesting to see, because obviously I'll see the back end, which has been the interesting bit of doing like half the video and stream and stuff, is seeing the back end and requirements and stuff like that. And then also keeping up with it. Like YouTube actually making it easier for people to kind of get monetization on YouTube and like make a bit of like a community and make money off it by lowering the requirements to 1,000 hours and 500 subscribers. But that isn't for full monetization. That's still the original like 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers to be able to monetize your videos. But on the lower one you can get like memberships and stuff like that, I think it is. And like I think super chats. Yeah, they've got the, that's how I've been tracking it, is the achievements thing, which annoyingly doesn't show up on mobile. And I'm not actually on my computer a ton. Oh, this might be a raid that I have to prep something off stream. No plaque. I wonder if you get something, but I know there's definitely no plaques for 1,000. It just starts at 100k. And then 1 million, 10 million, 100 million. It's such a bad mobile app. Like, I actually hate going through it. I'll only click notifications now when I finally set it up. That was friggin' quick. Yeah, I think I'm going to go back to just shiny hunting on. Shiny hunting on, let's go. For a bit. I'm just going to change the comment on this. Trade is live again. And code is... Okay. Let's go back to spamming this. And then I'll swap me switches over. Un momento. Oh, no. I hit me macro again. Oh. And if you want a shiny gimme go, feel free to take it. That's what the trade is. I had a spare one from the events. Yeah, one sec. I'll explain this in. One switch out. One in. And connect, please. There we go. 2583690. 2583690. Yeah, that. Yeah, so a while ago there was connect again. There was a raid event for where you had the chance to get shiny gimme ghoul, which is the only chance people have had to get shiny gimme ghoul because it's shiny locked. Because why? And I managed to get 2 for myself just so I had a shiny of each form, and also managed to get a 3rd one. So I thought, you know what, it'll make a nice little short, and then I didn't end up making that short on its own, or like a video for it. But then with the Shiny Dex coming out, I thought, you know what, why not throw it as part of it? And then I can also get rid of the footage off my hard drive and free up some space. So I've got it in the comment, like a pinned comment to that, a trade code, just so if anyone sees it and you get to the end of the short, got to have that retention time. If they jump on Scarlet and follow the code, then you can grab it if they want. Or if anyone who jumps into the stream wants it, you can grab the code. Or I can just tell them the code. You can jump on it. Oh, I thought that was someone getting it. It was just a trade closing. Yeah. I think that's a lot of people, because I was expecting it to actually go a lot quicker. Annoyingly, it would have went earlier because someone was asking where the comment was, because they were obviously looking for it. I replied to it thinking they'd jump on, but then they're probably in a different time zone. Yeah. The longer it goes, the longer the comments there, the more attention it gets, I guess. But if people also want... Oh, that was terrible. People also want looking in the comments, they're not getting to the end. It's more... I like just messing around because it's... A lot of it is psychology for that kind of stuff. It's like, how do I keep people in the video? So I'm just messing around with different types of formats. Because it kind of gets to hit those two sides of my brain. Like, make videos that are interesting. Ooh, and that was 11. And now I'm kind of guaranteed a Bulbasaur spawn. Make videos that are interesting, but also psychologically analyze people and see what makes them stay. Honestly, that's one thing they're not great with, because if you don't really watch shorts, they won't recommend them. I think I've only just about seen enough shorts that I get the shorts, like, scroller going through. And short is a whole different thing. And apparently they can get ridiculous views. Just not great early on if you're not already kind of established. And Bulbasaurs are going to be ridiculous spawns now. Honestly, Twitch, I still don't fully get. But that's just down to my own, like, why do people want to watch me just chat shit for a bit? Like, I get people leaving me on in the background because I love streams like that. Especially because I'm not, like, super loud. They're the kind of people I leave on in the background. The people who aren't loud and are going to scream and just generally talk. But like I was saying the other day, I feel like Sea-Dog is someone who I watch videos of, but I couldn't watch his streams. And even then, videos can't be when I'm in like a super chill mood and trying to relax because of how loud he can get. The only thing I can think that people actually stay for on the stream is the fact that I try and put some production value into everything. The only maybe psychology thing I do at the stream is the border that goes round every minute. Just to kind of be like, you paying attention? Like, it keeps it a bit more dynamic if nothing's really going on. To be like a little attention grab thing that isn't super intrusive. It also helps me keep track of time a little bit because every time it goes round, I know it is a minute on the dot. Yeah, I think it's the one thing I didn't expect. Yeah, I guess the accent's a bonus, like to each their own. Some things I just will never get. God damn it, it's gonna be a thing. What was that? I lost my train of thought. You distracted me with drinking. That's on you. Oh my god. Get it. Okay, he needs to friggin' stop. It's timed when we're trying to get a decent throw. Yeah. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, now I'm not distracted by Bulbasaur being an absolute bastard. Yeah, the thing I didn't get was just like people coming in for a chat because I didn't expect that. I almost originally when I started streaming just thought I have to be in like that YouTuber talk at people mindset. It's kind of the difference with live streaming that I feel like is why YouTube has a different vibe. People still talk at an audience on YouTube kind of because there is more of an audience there, but they're less likely to directly engage. Where I feel like Twitch, until you get to like a massive like level of viewers, you can still rarely engage with people and actually talk to them. I hate the way I didn't get so many phrases I hate just because they feel so corporate. The phrase engage and engagement and crap like that. Engagement's only nice when it's between two people. Getting up or like planning to get married at some point. Honestly, that's me big or small. Actually, no, I say that. I've started dropping into people's chats and dropping the occasional message every now and again. Hopefully it gets to... Actually, no. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully I stay at some like nice level where I can just keep talking to people. Because I... Yeah, you'll just hit the hydrate command. I'll do that command just for you. I'll put a filter on it. But I genuinely had a dream the other day. We're talking maybe like a week or so ago. And it must have been on a day that I streamed. and my mind was like still processing it. And I just saw the chat like flying by and had that like realization of like, I can't follow this anymore. Like, I kind of had like a little mini freak out in my dream of like, this isn't something I want to do if I can't follow it. But then I did realize like after it, some people just have that skill to be able to pick out, hey, how's it going, bud? Some people have that skill to be able to pick things out of a chat and still like actually talk to people. Pretty much. Like, it's something you probably develop over time as you do it. But that was a full-on like freak out point in a dream of like, I can't follow this, what do I do? Yeah, it's just it's like talking to people in general. It's just a skill you pick up over time, I guess. Oh, nice. Sorry, that took me a while to read while I'm trying to do this. Where have you been? I can't remember if you said last time. Bulbasaur, stop it. Every time. And I'm just going to launch it straight. Just try and rush through it. Oh, nice. So was that your week off? I want to say last stream. Was that your birthday one? These are going so quick. Okay, that makes sense. Is it? So is it like a summer job over? It's like a, because I know a few of my friends have done like a Camp America thing where it's like a 6-week summer job sort of, I guess. That's still some, not the whole camp counselor sort of thing. That's not what I want to do, but I do just want to do 6 weeks in America. I think it'd be nice. This week I was flown over, to be fair. Oh, seasonal. It just seems like a fun job. But that might be partly because something I want to do is... Oh. That was almost my face. I was distracted by the trade thing. I do want to go camping so badly, but everyone I know, they're so opposed to it. It's so annoying. Oh, nice. Pick up so much stuff to keep your car running. And you got it now because you passed your test. It's tempting for your accommodation. But I do really want to go camping at some point, and just camping it in America seems less, because I always imagine Canada as more like the big like spruce wood forest, or not spruce wood, redwood forests and that kind of thing. Just seems so scenic to go do. See, the glamping I get. But, wow, I just stopped the thought halfway. The glamping, I get why people like it, but I always love, and this is because I did it a ton as a kid, like I was part of the scouts and that, is just the embracing the horrible nature of it. Like, lowering the bar that much that everything just becomes fun. You're not trying to hold yourself to a standard of cleanliness. Glamping's when people like to say they've went camping, but they still had a running shower and a gas stove. See, scouts is so fun. Mainly the camping bit, and it's the only thing I'd actually go back for. Yeah, propane stove, whatever. Yeah, basically a house on wheels. Like, I was trying to organise going camping with some friends, and one of them was genuinely saying, like, oh, we'll rent a camper van or an RV or whatever you want to call it. But did that Bulbasaur just spawn and then despawn instantly? And I was like, if they want to, but I'd still take a tent and probably not stay with them. But then I feel like it'd be a weird, like, oh, you just do your own thing, you're not part of the group, and you kind of need that group dynamic for camping. Like, if you're all not in it for the worst or the best, there's no point, and I need to get some Ultra Balls. I'm surprised that went in. The stove at a push is fine, but I love cooking on an open fire, I will say. I've never done the poop in a hole, I'll say that much. I've always been somewhere with at least a toilet. They've never been great toilets, but they've been toilets. Cooking on a fire is just a whole different experience. Because if you know to cook on a barbecue, it's the same principles, but it's a bigger flame. Like, you prep for cooking so long in advance. Because basically, like, we want to be warm now and eventually eat. So you'll have the big fire and then you'll go. Then you'll let it burn down to embers. Cook on that and then relight the fire afterwards. That one isn't shiny, but it will show up. Oh, yeah. I mean, you can give them the whole rundown of, like, command stuff that I was messing with. I think if you do exclamation commands, it'll show. Or at least it'll give you a link to click through, which I don't think is a neat solution for it. Yeah. The hydrate is one we kind of did on the fly because we realised how bad I am at drinking. I need to sell some stuff and buy Pokeballs. Yeah, Nightbot was just the one that came to mind. I do use Stream Elements for, like, some of the overlay bits, so it'd be nice to have it all in one. But Nightbot was just the one I knew from doing stream stuff ages ago. Yeah, two super effect. I think I've got it. Roughly the ratio is like half the time it will... Wait. Half the time it'll be super effective. 40% of the time it's not very effective. And then 10% of the time it'll miss. Or nothing will happen. Oh, Courage Candy's ton. Embrace of Love. Oh yeah, and the shiny command. I've got some, like, ideas. Just like, if I really don't want to do something, but someone ends up finding, like, I'll turn the cooldown timer as low as it'll go. And if you can manage to find the shiny when I do that, then I'll do the thing that I don't want to do. That's one of the things I was thinking with it. But I know what would also happen if someone just randomly finds a shiny as well. Is that going to work? I think that might... No, that's moderator only. Yeah, I've set some levels for different things. I like the fact that you can just mess with it. It's just people using the things I've made. There's something satisfying about that. Discord server when we get bigger than a group chat. To be fair, Like, maybe not full on server. I'm just thinking more into it. Like, a server with one chat room. And it wouldn't be monitored in the slightest. Maybe. It's not what we were talking about the other day, where it's like full on servers and different functions and stuff. I mean, like yeah, it saves me having to put it out on like YouTube and Twitter if I go live. Maybe I'll think about it. I'm still in two minds about it. That is true, and I do use... Sorry, not Twitter anymore, X. But yeah, I use it very reluctantly. And even then, I forget about it half the time. I'm actually more likely to use YouTube community posts than I am Twitter. Just because I'm on YouTube way more often. And I don't know. Because copyright only matters if you want to keep the copyright. Which it seems like he's really not bothered about keeping that branded now. It is weird in my phone though. Because the Twitter app has moved because I think they're potentially changing the app name. But the app name hasn't changed. It's just the logo. I've said this, I think he's fully sandbagging it. He didn't want it, so he's just trying to lower the price so someone will take it off him, or he'll have to sell it off. Yeah, mine's fully the X now. I'm not sure if it'll show up on the camera. Don't know if that'll show up, but it's right next to Twitch. It's the X logo, but it says Twitter. So logo and everything's changed, not the name. You wish. There's maybe Tinder on there, even then. Really disenchanted with Tinder. I can't actually tell you the last time I went on it. Because feck dating apps when people don't actually know how to talk. Oh, sorry, people know how to talk, but when your only thing you've liked each other for is like, you look pretty. It's so pointless. I've learned how to start a conversation on there, but I then realised we have nothing in common. It's a weird realm, dating apps. I'm just not meant for. Although there's two realms to dating apps. Because my brother-in-law fully just like met friends on there. I was like, okay, so you can go in for two very different reasons. Yeah, eventually. No rush for it. Thankfully, my family make as many you're single and lonely jokes as I do. So it's all fine. There's no pressure. Where's the Bulbasaur gone? Oh, there they go. I was going to say they should be constant spawns. How long has it been? Oh. Okay. You know what I said before? I don't lose track of time. And it's been about 2 hours. I may have slightly lost track of time, so I might have just been chatting complete wham. I mean, now I've got... Okay. If I don't get one within 13 minutes, which will take me to about 2.5 hours, roughly. That's a point where I get off, because also I've got to get off for work. I've actually got to get, like, washed and prep clothes. Thankfully, I don't have my normal longer drive on a Monday because people are off. So I don't have to have pointless Monday meetings. Because that is all my Monday devolves into. Yeah, no worries. Cheers for popping in. I'll catch you soon. Yeah, my Mondays just devolve into being meetings and updating software. Ooh, not very effective on the way out. I love the fact that I put that in. It's so dumb. I love it. What did I just run into? Was that a Pidgey just spawning that I ran into? I wish I could put a table for different effectivenesses. Because it would be good if like everything missed but like a super effective. I should put crits in. Oh, there's another level that I can put into the command. I need to remember because that'd be great. It'd have to be like 10% the other way. So 10% for a crit. Like 45 for super effective and then keep the other odds the same. So dumb. It's gonna evolve into being its own full-on Pokemon game, isn't it? Gonna be able to use all the attacks. Depending on how Stream Elements goes, because... Wait. One sec. Yeah, it'd be only stuff that you could use on me. And then I'd just have to act a stupid way. Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, Stream Elements might work. Nightbot's very basic. Like, I can do only a little bit of JavaScript. Also, I'd have... Oh, no, then I'd have to learn. It'd evolve. I need to catch before I drink. It'd have to evolve from, like, Pokemon and maybe however the art stream goes to Pokemon, art streams, coding streams, do whatever streams. Music streams. Music streams might be hit or miss, depending on copyright crap. It might be. Those 2 sips might last 15 minutes. Yeah, I would love to do more music stuff on stream, but the fact that I don't know how, the fact that my channels are kind of linked, if I actually did get a strike or something, or like too many kind of soft claims would affect it. The annoying bit of it. I'm going to have fun playing with it, but we'll see. 12.3. I wonder if any of these will hit level 100 by the time I'm done. Technically, these odds are 1 in 273. But only for the ones that pop up after I get a combo catch. Yeah, I'll just do some country covers of like popular songs and no one will ever claim them because it's country. It might be some slightly offensive accents and whatever, or like approximations. Just make sure I don't get too offensive. Really try and straddle that line. Yeah. I'm surprised that counted. Usually when it goes over the circle, it stops counting. Stops counting for like the combo bonuses, like nice and great and excellent. 39. That counter's going... Oh, where was that? There he is. I'm glad this is going quicker, but I thought this would be way quicker and I would have had at least one of these by now. And the fact that I'm going to get 3 of them because I want the shiny line. And I'm really in 2 minds whether to do the gender differences. Like, I think it's going to be one of those, if I get them, it'll be a bonus. I mean, yeah, it depends on your own rules. It's down to whoever's doing it, really. I kind of want all the Kanto one, like do it an origin form deck sort of thing. So all Kanto from Kanto, Johto from Johto. Like the fact that I got 3 Mankeys from Kanto. Even though there's an Annihilate in there. So, from each game, which the only one that is kind of going to be awkward to stream, trying to remember it. Actually, no. I worked this out. A few of them would be awkward to stream unless I eventually get a DS capture card. I can pretty much do every generation, I realised. Thanks to mainly remakes are what helped. Is the black and white. Those generations get weird but fun. Because the one video that I watched making me think how easy some of them would be was the one John Stone just put out about basically using the Poke Radar for like 100 hours. Oh, yeah. I'm curious to see how they're going to do that remake, to be fair, considering there's 2 games, whether they just lump it into one or remake it over 2 games and be a bit more faithful. Who knows? But yeah, the video John Stone just put out of his 100 hours with the Poke Radar and how easy that looked. But then I remembered, if I use a Cute Charm glitch for Gen 4, that would also be ridiculously fast. Yeah, it does seem like we watch a load of stuff, considering the random stuff from like Trash Taste through to like Pokemon and John Stone and all that kind of thing. And I'm assuming other bits. I can't remember off the top of my head now. So, if you haven't heard about that, that's an interesting one. It takes some setup, and it's maybe like... I think from the quicks I looked up, maybe around an hour and a half of setup for a save. But if you set your trainer ID and secret ID up just right, and then get a Pokemon with Cute Charm, it messes with the spawn rates enough that the odds of a shiny go from like maybe, I think in those generations, 1 in 8,000 down to maybe like 1 in 20 or something ridiculous like that. So shinies become so much easier, which would be good for Gen 4 and Gen 2 because it would work in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous considering it's only an hour and a half setup, and a lot of that's trial and error, so it can go quicker. So I might have 2 fast gens, and then the fact that Poke Radar will speed up a load of it. I'm hoping I can get through it. Probably not in a year. I'm expecting this to easily go into next year doing this. But it seems like a bit less daunting of a task than it originally seemed. Because I was thinking, because obviously I could go a bit of the, I'm going to call it a cop-out way, but it's because of my rules that I've given myself, pretty much. The fact that I'm trying to do it Origin Dex style. I could get a load of them. Yeah, that was also the other reason that I kind of started. I was like, oh, it's more consistent stream content. But I could get a good majority of the Dexes, probably including DLC stuff from Scarlet and Violet. Like, I'm assuming it's going to get up to like 800 odd with the 2 DLCs. But they, like I said before, they're just not as fun to hunt in constantly. But then again, the insanity of the music that Johnstone got by the end of that video, I can see that being like a turn off the music moment and just turn on like the lo-fi chill vibes for a bit. What are you getting up to? Ooh. He's coming close. He's got 7 minutes left on his prediction. Oh, no, don't catch this one. That will break the chain. Oh my god. I almost autopiloted into breaking my chain. He's going to whack this away, isn't he? No. Didn't for once. Don't drop the acorn. Hold the acorn, please. What? Chant that? A default emote? Yeah, apparently so. I didn't realize the acorn was actually default. I thought that was like a channel emote. It's not right so far, but it's coming close. Because it was on 2 hours 12 for me, and we're now on 2 hour 23. So you're going to be cutting it fine. But you didn't specify a shiny, so if we get another random shiny like the Pidgey before. Am I sub to any? I got randomly gifted a sub to, who was it? Let me look through my notifications. Well, that catches. My Twitch. Yeah, I got randomly gifted a sub to PaneyeRewind just because I had her on in the background. She's great for just chill stuff if you want to watch someone. I didn't even realise till like the end of the month, but it makes no difference if I'm subbed or not. Yeah, I assumed one of them he gifted because you got the Prime Gaming. Which I was surprised because I've been listening to like podcasts of like streamers and that, just to kind of see what it's like on the back end of someone bigger. And the fact that half of their revenue, because I think it was Ludwig on a podcast saying half of his revenue was like Twitch Prime stuff, which is the reason they can't change any of it, because that's half a streamer's income. But also if they did take it out, a lot of streamers wouldn't be able to make a living off it. It's just interesting. That's something that I've been watching a lot more, is like just podcasts of people just describing what they do every day in their lives. What? Oh, that it did the weird double spawn thing where I walked into 2 and it despawned one of them. Which is where the weird method for this shows that, means that this Bulbasaur is a higher odds because it didn't spawn right after the other. Yeah, kind of like lives of YouTubers, but just people in general, and sometimes it isn't about like the YouTube side of it. So there was just, who was it? Oh, I'm forgetting his whole name, but Chris from like the Mr. Beast videos. It was not necessarily going over the YouTube side of it, but the fact that he's transitioning. I'm just interested to hear that side, and the fact that you can actually have some takeaways for your own life. You're like, oh, might start implementing some of that myself. It was mainly stuff about like my voice, because people know me as a mumbler in person, and you can probably guess why. I was like, oh, vocal coaching isn't something I thought to actually change the way I normally talk. I only really think about that for like singing and like public speaking. I never thought about it being used for like everyday, just talking, I guess. Oh, Bulbasaur's up here. That's kind of why I like watching all that kind of stuff, because it gives you a different perspective that you wouldn't have, and just improves your own life, depending on how you want to look at it. Yeah, it's not in my philosophy of like, if don't yuck other people's yums. Are you lurking in the taxi, are you? Yeah, and the thing is, it doesn't. So why have an opinion? She's not hurting anyone. Let her do her own thing. You don't like it, you also don't have to pay attention to it. You don't have to be vocal about every opinion you have. I might actually get off before your cab comes, we'll see. 2 minutes left, by the way. I've got to... Almost did it again. Almost broke the chain. And like Fleetwood Mac, we can't break the chain. It is actually a useful reminder. I hate that that's... I hate that it's a thing, but it is a good thing to have. I just hate that it's right. And the fact that it points out that I'm wrong for not drinking. Oh, I wish I could pause time. And the glass is empty. To be fair, it did... I wasn't wrong. It did cut it fine. Because I'm thinking about 2.5 hours and then I'm going to have to jump off. Because I'm also going to have to prep the stream VOD to render overnight. Because it renders pretty quick, but it trying to actually wrap the whole file as one thing takes so long. I'm not going to lie. I never know... It needs to stop. I'm just going to throw it. I never noticed the S in your name. I always thought it was Raymond Mind. It's because it doesn't have the apostrophe. Finally it's in. Okay. Cutting it close. I just realised the hydrate... Oh no. Never mind, I thought Bud did the hydrate, it was still you. You've got 10 seconds. Raymond's mind. It could genuinely be a name. Like if someone put that on a certificate, I wouldn't think it'd be out of place. But it may be like Raymond Smind. Okay, I'm going to give it some leeway because I don't know on the seconds. But if there's nothing here, your prediction was wrong and your mind was wrong. $58. That's not a bad combo, to be fair. Anything shiny on screen? Nope. Okay, that's going to be the last one. I was wrong, but everything else has been right through the stream. You made me finish a glass of water. That's a lot more than most people can get me to do. It can be your second channel. Gonna have to buy another Twitch Prime subscription. Okay, I didn't hear a Bulbasaur spawn, so my next spawn on that is the good odds. I'm just gonna leave it there. Oh, sweet. That is time for me. 10 to 12. That is later than I actually wanted to go. My God. Yeah, cheers for staying with me through the randomness that was trying to get trades and raids and stuff. Had a good time. Had a good chill. I'm ready for Monday-ish. I'm ready to get Monday done with, to be fair. Yeah, cheers for popping in, and we'll see how affiliate stuff goes. and I keep you updated. And hopefully, big plans for a celebration stream. Hopefully, depending on how they go, because I don't know when my 30 days runs out, or like when my last stream in 30 was. Logistics. I'll work it out. Had a good time, and I'll catch you in a bit. Whoop.